What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we are here today playing the next episode of Aarklash Legacy. In the last episode, we had dealt with some very judgmental statues that were very much like llamas in that regard. We had worked our way through an entire map zone, pretty much clearing it out and looting all of the treasure and filling our pockets, and now it's time for a boss fight. How do I know that there's a boss fight? Well, it's because the game has crashed 4 or 5 times on me right here, so hopefully we don't get that problem. Aarklash Legacy, the front half, remarkably stable, but this back half is just, hey, you shut your mouth. Anyways, as I was saying, not only is he a Scottish stereotype of being an alcoholic, he also sings all the time. That's lovely. But as I was saying, the game has been crashing a ton on me, but I've been muscling through because I know we're so close to the end. Basically what happens is when this boss pulls, if you swap a character, that's it, kaput. It actually freezes the game up, for me at least, so if you're at this boss, just don't swap characters up front. Additionally, there are some other problems with this boss that, needless to say, have become frustrating, but I'm going to put all that behind us, and let's go ahead and pull him, and I'll show you what the mechanics are once we get there. So there he is, our leggy, heady friend. That's right, like a very fine stout, he is quite heady. And in fact, to the point of getting ahead of himself. That's enough puns for now. Let's start the fight. The Hydra has 4 abilities you're going to want to be aware of. Chaos Bombardment, where he spits after 2.5 seconds and wipes out everybody in a 4-meter zone. Menace from the Deep, 600 damage total, and it bounces in between your characters if they were within 6 meters. Chaos Crush, after 5 seconds, he kills everyone that is within 8 meters. And of course, if you have that mechanic, you've got to include Anger of the Hydra, where the character kills everyone who is not within 5 meters of her. So it's one of those fights that we've already seen. I don't really like it when developers recycle their fight mechanics. This is a long-running MMORPG trope, and if I had a nickel for every time I've had a collapse and expand fight in an MMO and or RPG, I'd probably be a bajillionaire or at least have several nickels. At this point, let's get the fight started. You'll forgive me if I'm being brief. I've actually done this monologue about 600 times trying to get this boss to not crash the game, so hopefully we have a little bit of luck and we get through here. Let's charge first with Bow Lamb. Friends is going to set up over here and get started with the single target. I swapped out Lek Loris for just that reason, because Lek Loris doesn't have shit for single target, unfortunately. That makes him very lackluster for a fight like this. I am keeping Nella in just in case we need nuke healing. And there's the first little bit of damage. So we've got the first ability being thrown out, it looks like. Let's get everyone out of that circle that we can. Get her back on the job. We're going to fire our first ability up at the Hydra. And that should be the Spitty. Oh, if everyone is not within the designated zone. Okay, we'll cancel that. And let's get everybody in the designated zone, I guess. There it is. Everybody appears to have survived. Let's get Bow Lamb back up in here and taunting. I'm going to use Ogre Vocabulary on the boss to make sure that we have the aggro that we require. There goes the first attack, which is going to bounce around and do a little bit of AoE damage. What is he casting right now? Chaos Bombardment. We want everybody out of that circle. It looks like he's going to blow all of his cooldowns nice and early. Let's go ahead and get everybody moving. Oh, Bow Lamb is still inside too. Well, that is a problem, considering he would not move right there when I was clicking. We're actually just going to run and kite around for the time being, till we get Bow Lamb back up. That was a little weak. And what's going on right now? Kills everyone within 8 meters. Well then, let's go ahead and back everybody out of that 8 meters. That's fine, because we need a second for everyone to get their bearings. So let's go ahead and have Nella start a heal on Bow Lamb. We'll have these two start with the DPS. That's going to give Bow Lamb a minute to get his taunt back up and running. We're going to have him charge back in. Yeah, there it is. And as soon as we're good with Ogre Vocabulary, we're going to get control of the fight one more time. And there we are. So we now have control, and we need everybody back in this zone now. Let me take a moment and have Nella heal somebody just to heal herself. Bow Lamb, don't do that nasty auto attack thing that you're so fond of. Alright, so it appears as though the taunt has not worked. So we're not actually going to be able to get aggro back, which is going to turn this into a very long-winded, very aggro-ridden fight. So let's get an boom going. There's a tad more damage. And what is this? Spitting on the targeted zone, which then kills everyone. Why is nobody... That was actually labeled wrong. That or she spit on herself, but last time it was green and this time it was red. This fight is just a mess. I have no idea why the tooltips are not consistent, why the colors are not consistent. The last time it was a green circle, and this time it is not. So let's go ahead and have everybody back out of the circle again. And it's going to be time to have Nella heal people up. Let's get Bolam back into the fight. So the healing has now been done, and once again we're going to have people running around in circles trying to stay the hell away. There we go, so the tooltip is green again this time. Let's get everybody up and inside of it. But what is this right here? I'm afraid of that ring, so I'm going to back Bolam off for just a second. He's going to start an boom, I suppose. Alright, so there's a bit more damage done. And until, I mean, since he's immune to control effects, we have no option for taunting here, which turns this whole thing into a kite fest, unfortunately. I need Bolam out of that zone. I also need Windaroo not to tempt fate there. Bolam, do you have control of this situation? Can I trust you here? Let's go ahead and increase his DPS until he actually grabs aggro again. And what is this? Okay, so it's another insta-death nuke. Let's go ahead and get Bolam out. Everybody else can start up with the DPS again. Nella's going to throw a heal on Windaroo. Now that that's back up and in, we're going to charge. And unfortunately, this boss is remarkably pig-headed. We're not really going to have a whole lot of options. Actually, after Nella, so I don't need to run everybody. Let's go ahead and have other people kind of settle. And then we'll just sort of have Nella run around. Oh, and then we've got that zone again. So let's get everybody into the green zone, but not inside the red. Friends is going to fire another round. Let's go ahead and start a full DPS rotation right now, while the door is open for some pain. Bolam's back in. We're going to give him an boom. And is Nella still being targeted, or what's going on here? Ah, he's starting another one. Okay, well, let's put Bolam over there. We'll get Windaroo and Friends over there. And then Nella off to the side. I'd also prefer... I guess I'll hold off for now. Let's go ahead and start an boom from over there. We'll get everybody else DPSing. Now that our options are, well, our options are not looking cleaner. Suppose I can just park her behind. Since he's so big, he should be able to block most of the issue here. God. And so now he's doing his death drop again, so let's get everybody on out. And I think I figured out why I wasn't able to see the attack earlier. It's just one of those, I think it was because it was green under green water maybe. I have no idea. Any case, definitely a precarious situation. There goes a bit more damage. Unfortunately, I didn't get that attack off. Who's he on now? Oh, he's still trying to get to Nella. Let's continue to avoid him with Nella. He still just really, really, really wants Nella. Let's get everybody into this little green zone now, which gives Friends another opportunity to do a little bit of DPS. That also leaves Nella ready to lightning bolt. Bo Lamb you've got to control because his auto attack will get him into trouble. He'll actually run off and get in deeper than you actually prefer him to. Alright, and there goes his big nuke. We'll keep everybody DPSing for as long as possible because the fight is drawing to a close at this point. Let's charge Bo Lamb back in to do some extra DPS. And it appears as though he froze there for a moment. I don't even know what else to say about this fight. This fight has been such a mess that it's difficult to determine, you know, what's going wrong at any given time. Definitely a very, very buggy fight. And then he's going to try and spit on us again, which is very ungentlemanly. Start an unboom, maybe kill him off there. There he goes. And so finally I've made it through this fight without actually having it crash or otherwise bug out and kill me. Very good. That's actually the first fight I've had that's been incredibly buggy to the point where I was like, wow, I'm not sure how I'm going to get this filmed. Usually I haven't dealt with that with Aarklash Legacy, so it's a little bit of a downer to have to deal with it. So let's save really quickly and then move forward. I think I'm going to swap back in Lechlors just because I like the AoE for trash clearing. So there it is. And let's keep rolling. So we do have another group of Pats over there. I don't know what's going to come from this way. We may want to look. I don't know what just happened. Is that like a weird Easter Island security system or something? They look like Protoss heads. Let's go back this way then. I'm a little terrified to go. Things are wiggling around, rocks are glowing, all manner of phenomena that shouldn't be occurring are occurring. Let me see if maybe I can get in here and cause some problems with these gentlemen. We're going to throw out a taunt. And do they have an organist? What the hell is that? That could mean any number of things. He becomes invulnerable to damage for 25 seconds, really. That's pretty impressive. Disincarnation, he can immune everyone against control effects, and he increases the physical damage of his allies. Oh wow, so he's like a crazy buff bot that just sits there making our lives miserable. Well, let's see if we can end this quickly then. Oh, there's a bunch of them back there too. Cetonian larva. Just a kind of bunch of general magic damage here. But they do have that attack that those mages had earlier on in the game that passes through people, so yeah. Let's see if we can't maybe vanquish these as fast as possible. There's a bit more damage. Are those both going towards Bo Lamb? Oh wow, those moved a lot quicker than expected. Okay, so it's not necessarily similar. But he is slowed now. Just a little bit of a pain. Let me start off with Death Wish on this Scourge Bearer. Then we'll see if we can't get Nella going with a little bit of damage to maybe hasten the process. And then from there, I want everybody to focus on the Scourge Bearer. Let's throw out one of our Mystic Stars to make sure that Bo Lamb doesn't end up a casualty. I'm also going to start a heal there. I definitely think we're in the market for some pretty heavy healing with this fight, given how fast their attacks are working. Oh no. Well, hopefully Bo Lamb has a flash of resilience here because we're going to need it. I also need him to get over here and taunt the rest of these larvae so that they're not targeting my squishies. I got to keep my squishy bits away from being destroyed. I'm actually going to charge that one and knock it down because it's in the middle of a cast. And now that I'm lined up, as soon as he gets enough SP, we're going to throw out an Boom. And let me get lined up on my next heal. That wasn't nearly as effective as I thought it was going to be. Come on, SP, we need an boom like right now. Let's throw another one down the pipe, hopefully without hitting a mob. That's going to keep Bolam nice and healthy. And then I would prefer that we kill off this warrior of the Hydra here. Oh, it looks like we lost Lek Loris to some phenomena. That's okay, though. Let's send Wendaru over to go get him. I'm gonna need another taunt to go out since he's not holding everything down. Lek Loris is back up and ready to nuke, so let's do that. And I'm also gonna have him put Damocles on this mob right here, which hopefully will go down soon. Let's start another boom. I'm also gonna throw out another Mystic Star. And maybe a lightning to finish this thing off. There it is, very nice. So these new mobs are actually quite resilient. They've got a lot of HP. They're able to dish out a lot of damage too, especially while in the presence of that buff bot kind of shaman type character in the back, the Organist. He's immune to damage. Can I strip that somehow? Let me Sacred Feast somebody and see if maybe I can strip that. Ah, I can. Okay, good. Well, at least we can pop the bubble when things get rough. Got ourselves a Relic of the Apostle there. And a couple different directions which we can work in. This one actually just looks like it's a treasure trove. Let's go ahead and move in that direction. I apologize if you can hear that dog barking in the background. He's being all kinds of noisy. But this just looks like freebie treasure, so I don't think there's going to be any problems. Let's send Wendy on in. There we go. And so we actually got an achievement right there. You guys won't see it pop up because I always have my overlay taken care of, but I don't know what the achievement entails, but I guess we've opened up a bunch of treasure chests or something. It's going to give us some nice loot for me to allocate in between levels. Oh, I don't even want to know what's going to happen when that last one goes in. Really? Son of the Hydra there. Let's see what else lines up. We do have a Fire Breather. I'm actually going to charge on him just for the bonus damage. We've got another Setonian larva back there. Let's go ahead and get our first rounds of taunts going. I'm going to get Lek Loris lined up on the side. And there's actually, the enemies aren't condensed well enough for me to AoE effectively, so let's get people moved around where I'd like them to be. Lek Loris is taking damage from something, although I'm not sure what. Let's get an boom cooking. Let's have him throw out a little bit of DPS. I'm going to start a heal on Lecky G. Also going to throw a Mystic Star out on Bolam. I think I'm going to put Damocles on the Fire Breather so that we can hit as many people as possible. And then I'm going to give my casters a minute to let their mana kind of gather back up. From there on out, it should be mostly just auto-attacking. I mean, there is someone nuking here. It's got to be him, or actually there's a priest in the back. It could be either or. I'm not going to sift through the abilities to figure out who or to whom those abilities belong. But we do have some more healing to be done, so let's go ahead and heal Lecky G. I'm going to throw out another taunt on the remainder of these enemies, and I don't think we're actually going to get Damocles off right there. I mean, that's got kind of a twofold effect with regards to the fact that the damage over time effect, actually got to go to full fruition. But other than that, that's a little bit of a letdown. Maybe get Nella going on a heal on Wendaru, and then Wendaru can Sacred Feast her twice. He's got boom back up and running, so let's get that going. Lek Loris is about ready to... Let's throw that out on him. And then as soon as that's ready to go, we're actually going to let another AoE cook. There it is. So we got a nice little bit of damage. Bolam is going to charge this guy just to make sure that he doesn't get on Lecky G, because Lecky G, we got to have him remaining lyrical. If we don't have him to spit out fat rhymes to us, or spit out fat rhymes for us to kill things to, what do we have left in life? I mean, honestly, at that point, we might as well just crawl into a corner and cry for the next couple days. And down goes our Cetonian friend. We should also probably take a look at our level ups. So with the last few minutes we've got left in this episode, 2 level ups on Lucky G. Let's have a look at his trees, and it's charge is what we've been working on, so he's going to get more damage there. And then with the second ability, he's actually going to be able to charge much further, which that's actually been one of the big hindrances of that ability, is that it's got a very specific range that it functions through, like, I think it's 3 to 6 meters, which is, it's tough to get inside that gap. It's like the blind spot that people used to have, warriors anyways, used to have back in World of Warcraft with their intercept. There's that very fine line, and a very good player was able to exploit it. Other characters, Naka's ready to go. We want her Prismatic Silica to keep working along. The first point is going to give her an armor bonus, and the second is going to give her a regeneration effect. That's pretty sweet. Denzel, my man, Mystic Theft, we were working down the pipe there. The first point is going to give him an increase in the duration of the silence that it pops on the person that he steals the ability from. And then the second one is going to reduce the cooldown so you can spam it a little bit more effectively. For Nella, we've got Escape. The first point is going to reduce the MP cost, which is nice because that was a little bit expensive back further down the chain. And the next ability is going to increase the armor and the movement speed of Nella when she pops it so that she can kind of get in there, get back out without risking any AoE hits. For Windaroo, we were working on Sacred Feast. This one's going to transfer the increase effects, which affect Windaroo, to the ally, so she could actually steal, then tangibly transfer it to other people. And then it'll also increase the bracket, so she's actually going to steal more MP, but she's also going to steal a bit more HP. Or no, it's going to increase the HP regenerated while increasing the HP she steals. Lucky G, we're going to put him down here with Fearful Puppet, I guess. I don't use it very often, but it's an okay ability. 4 seconds of incantation time. He's going to inflict fear for 5 seconds on the target, which then suffers a little bit of extra damage after the duration ends. Additionally, or never mind, that's a dot, I apologize. Getting my terminology all mixed up right here. And this one's going to lower the cast time. All very cool. With Friends, we managed to get him all the way down the tree right here. We were working on his debuff. I've got enough AoE, so I wanted to keep him like full single target. His debuff is going to increase the reduction of physical armor, and then the second one's going to increase the range from which he can actually cast Selective Compression. Bolam, we already leveled up, and a Mocha, who I really like. I may try Mocha a little bit more extensively in a further playthrough, but for now, these two right here, Nella and Windaroo, have such great synergy that it's tough to swap in Mocha. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These two are great healers that go together in almost every way possible. Ointment of Mokoro we were working on. And the first point is going to increase the healing amount, and the second is going to further increase the dodge chances of whoever he casts it on. That does beg the question. He probably has very good synergy with Bolam, would be my guess. He probably, since Bolam has a couple talents that increase his dodge, or at least I've been building him to dodge, he would be kind of synergizing with Bolam quite nicely. We've got 2 paths we can walk down right here. Let's go ahead and check this corner really quickly. Over here, we've got a few more things to look at. I think I'm going to break off the episode now because I've got that stink of enemy patrol in my nose. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for another episode of our Aarklash Legacy playthrough. I apologize. Well, I don't need to apologize because you guys, I guess, didn't sit through all the crashing, but I tried to film it, so there were a lot of problems with the way that we started up this episode, so I'm glad we finally got it filmed. I'll see you guys next time, and take care out there, everybody.